Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Your mentor, Nako speaking. Welcome to today's free market breakdown session. Today we'll just be covering next week's weekly watch list, which are the following pairs: Euro NZD, NZD CAD, GBP GP, GBP JPY, CAD JPY, CAD CHF, GBP CAD, NZD USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, GBP NZD, and last but not least, AUD JPY. Okay. So in this free market breakdown session, what you learn is you learn how to approach your charts and basically how to do a top-down analysis. Okay. So without further ado, let's commence with the session. Okay. Okay, so first and foremost, here we have NZD, Euro NZD on, let's start with our daily time frame. Okay, so as you can see, with Euro NZD here, we can clearly see that we are in a bullish trend whereby we are creating our higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so immediately when you can see that, we can also see that our previous lower high here, our previous lower high here was violated by this high here, meaning that we moved from this bearish structure to this bullish structure. Okay, so we moved from this bearish structure to this bullish structure. Okay, and what I managed to see is that on Euro NZD, there was this golden zone bullish order flow whereby our golden zone was being mitigated over and over again. Okay, so as you can see here, price mitigated our golden zone, and here also price mitigated our golden zone. Okay, so just some basic stuff. Okay, let me just mark these out. Let me just mark these out. Okay. Okay, so basically that's our golden zone levels where price tapped us in and pushed to the upside. Okay, so now as you can see here, price has been pushing to the upside, creating new higher highs and higher lows. Please note that questions will be answered and asked when there is 10 minutes remaining for the session, so just please bear with me. Okay, so as you can see here, price has been creating our higher highs and higher lows, and as you can see, price managed to not return to our higher low here and push to the upside, creating a new higher high, forming a beautiful break of structure. Okay, so once we have that, we can clearly see that we can take our golden zone and look for our entries somewhere at this area here. Okay, somewhere at this area here. Okay, so once you have that, this is going to be your golden zone. But then mind you, this is on our 2 daily chart. So what you can do is that you can start taking your counter trend trades from our higher high to our golden zone, so that we can take our entries here from our golden zone to mitigate our previous higher high. Okay, that's what we have on our 2 daily chart. So let's scale in into our lower time frames so we can look for our counter trend trades. Okay, so our 2 hour chart. So basically, this is what we have, okay? So we have this beautiful change of character that happened last week. I also managed to send the setup in our free group and we chopped it, okay? So here we have this break of structure. So we have this break of structure, and here we have this change of character. We have this change of character. Okay, so now I managed to see that here we can take a golden zone entry, because as you can see, our golden zone entry lines up with this beautiful supply area, which also confluences a lot on our trade, okay? And as you can see, the price just tapped into our golden zone and pushed to the downside, okay? So what I'll be looking for on Euro NZD next week is that uh we have this break of structure here, and also we can also take our next entries also based on our golden zone, just that, okay, our golden zone, just that if price manages to push a lot downwards, we'll have to adjust our golden zone to the lower low and mark off our golden zone level, okay? But then this is what I'm looking for from Euro USD, I mean Euro NZD next week on next week, okay? So let's move on to our next instrument, which is NZD CAD, okay? So NZD CAD on the daily time frame has been on a beautiful bearish order flow, also a golden zone order flow, whereby price has been respecting our golden zone from this high here. So price has been respecting our golden zone from there, golden zone, golden zone, and also here price respected our golden zone. Okay, so now since we have all this, what we are looking for from NZD CAD is that we can clearly see that price created this break of structure here. We can clearly see that price created this break of structure here. And obviously, since we are in a golden zone bearish order flow, we'll be looking to take off our entries, our daily time frame entries from our golden zone, okay? So, but then since this is a this is the daily time frame, what do you have to do to catch our counter trend trades to our golden zone here? What you do is that you scale in into your lower time frames so that you can get your trades there, okay? So this is what we have on our lower time frame, whereby we can clearly see that here we have this break of structure here, and we have this change of character. And what happened is that price managed to respect our golden zone. I think it spiked us out just a little bit, okay? So as you can see that just price spiked us out just a little bit, then pushed to the upside, okay? But then as you can see, what happened is that price created another break of structure, here. And if you go to your maybe your 1 hour chart, you can see that price respected this beautiful demand area here. This beautiful demand area here, okay? So to avoid any spikes out, I advise that you put your stops just 5 pips just below your main stop loss. Okay, so if you usually put your stop loss here, just put it like 5 pips below. Okay, so basically with this entry, you'll be risking around about 8 pips, but then if you add the 5 pips, you'll be risking around about 13 pips, 14 pips, okay? Also here on this demand area, you'll be risking around about the same, more or less the same 15 pips, okay? To push price to the upside, okay? As you can see, this is what we have for NZD CAD. So moving on to our next pair, which is GBP GPY. Okay, so obviously let's start with the higher time frame analysis, which is the daily chart. Okay, so with the daily chart, you can see that JPY is on an uptrend, a bullish trend, whereby it's creating our higher highs and respecting our higher lows. Okay, so immediately when you have this, we can see that price violated our previous higher high and creating a beautiful break of structure. Okay, so once you have this on our daily chart, we'll be looking to taking off our entries of our golden zone level, and let's mark that out. Let's just mark that out, golden zone. Okay, so now let's look for our counter trend trades. Okay, so let's move to our 2-hour chart. To our 2-hour chart, and let's reset it. Okay, so this is what we have on GBP JPY on our 2-hour chart. Okay, so as you can see here, price has been moving bullishly. So in order for us to move from a bullish trend to a bearish trend, what do we need? We need a change of character. So basically we need a break of structure here from our previous higher high. We need this higher high to break our previous high, and then this high must be able to break our previous higher low, so that we have a change of character. Okay, so that we have a change of character. Okay, so now immediately when you have this, as you can see here, we use our golden zone level to take off our entries here. Let me just mark that zone out. Our golden zone, and as you can see, the price just tapped us into our golden zone and pushed to the upside, to push to the downside. And as you can see here, if you go back to our daily chart, this is a clean sell to buy model, because now you're taking your counter trend trade from this high here. So what you're going to do is that you're going to take your trade here, hold it until your golden zone, then take your buying opportunities to push price to the upside. Okay, so that's it for GBP JPY. Moving on to CAD JPY. Okay, so CAD JPY is a beautiful, interesting instrument, whereby here on the weekly chart, we have this. Okay, so we have this break of structure here on our weekly chart, and we have this change of character here. Okay, so this is going to be our break of structure. Okay, so with CAD JPY, I managed to see that here we have this big, beautiful supply area. Okay, supply area, but then we're not going to take off our entries of our supply area. Why? Because it's too big and it's on the weekly chart. Okay, so here, if you're taking your entries of your supply area, you'll be risking a lot of pips. 200 pips is a lot of pips to risk. So what you do is that normally on your higher time frame analysis, maybe your weekly chart, you scale down to your daily chart and look for entries there. Okay, even the daily chart, you'll be risking a lot of pips. Okay, but then it's better than 200 pips. Okay, so this is our daily chart. Okay, let me just adjust this to the left. Okay, so basically this is our Let me just go to our 12-hour chart so that you can see the change of character perfectly. So, okay. So as you can see here, you have this break of structure, very small break of structure. So you have this break of structure here, and also you have this change of character, okay? Okay, so once you have that, you place your fib level from your high to your low, and as you can see there, price has been mitigating our golden zone again and again, okay? So minor things, we just going to explain this now. So this is going to be our golden zone entry, okay? Our golden zone entry. So as you can see, price has been mitigating our golden zone, pushing to the downside, mitigating, pushing to the downside, and mitigating it again. Okay, so how did I manage to get a trade out of this? Okay, so now I managed to see that okay, this is the 12-hour chart. So let's scale into the 2-hour chart and see what do we have there. Okay. So first and foremost, I managed to see that price tapped us in first here, pushed to the downside, but then didn't give us any proper confirmation entries. Okay. So, but then the second time it tapped us in into our golden zone, I managed to see that now price is managing to give us proper confirmation entries. Okay. So let me just zoom in and reset the chart. Okay. So as you can see here, we can clearly see that this here is a break of structure, is this break of structure, and this here is a change of character, okay? And mind you, this break of structure and change of character is within our golden zone entry, okay? And as you can see here, price managed to respect this high here and pushed to the downside, okay? And when price pushes to the downside, it also confirms our trend, which is now we are moving from which now we moved from this bullish trend, and now we are moving to a bearish trend because we have this change of character here, okay? And what happened? Price respected our lower high twice, not once but twice, and has more than one lower low, which now means that we are in a confirmed bearish trend, okay? So another thing that I managed to see is that on the 45-minute chart, there was a beautiful supply area that price left for us, whereby price mitigated it and pushed to the downside, okay? So this here is going to be our supply area, whereby price tapped us in and price managed to push to the downside. Let me just go to the 2-hour chart so that you can see it perfectly. So okay, so now this is price tapped us in and pushed to the downside, okay? So now you can look for further confirmation entries within your supply area. So let me just push this to the left side and go to our maybe 20 minutes chart, and look for our confirmation entries, okay? So now, as you can see, price tapped us in here, okay? Immediately when price taps us in, what do we do? What do we look for? We're looking for confirmation entries, okay? So you have this break of structure here, and you have this change of character here. You have this change of character here. And now, obviously, we're looking for this high to be respected, okay? So let me just push this to the left side and go to our 15-minute time frame and look for our confirmation entries, okay? So now, where did I find our confirmation entries? I managed to see on the 10-minute chart, price left us with a beautiful supply area here, okay? This beautiful supply area here. whereby price mitigated it and pushed to the downside. Okay, and as you can see there, price mitigated it, not once but then twice, but then the second time price mitigated it, it just spiked our stop loss and pushed to the downside. Hence why I always suggest that you put your stops maybe 5 pips just above your main stop loss. So just put it just here, 5 pips just above your stop loss. And basically, this was from our 10-minute supply area, this would be a 14 hour trade. Okay, so if now you're going to hold this trade until your daily low, which is here, this is basically going to be a around about 40-hour trade, because mind you, price tapped us into our golden zone, meaning that the confirmation entries you get here, you can hold them down until your daily time frame low. Okay, so that's it for KJPY. No, I missed something on KJPY. So currently on KJPY, this is what we have, and this is what I am looking for next week. Okay, so now, as you can see here, price tapped us into our supply area, but then it failed to break our lower low. So you can go further and take your entries of this beautiful supply area here. And as you can see, price created this beautiful break of structure here, and there is this supply area that was left behind. And as you can see, price already tapped us into our supply area. Okay, let me just look for any confirmation entries that we can find. Okay, so in these cases, if you can't find any confirmation entries within your supply area, as you can see here, because now taking a trade from this supply here would be risky, because now there is no trend whatsoever. Okay, so what I suggest you do is that you wait for this low to be violated so that you can be in a bearish trend, then take your trades off the lower high here so that you are more confident, and which confluences your trade. Okay, so this is what I am basically looking for KJPY next week. Okay, so moving on to CAT CHF. Let me just remove everything. Okay, so starting off with the daily time frame, CAT CHF is a bit tricky. Okay, so on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that price has been moving bearishly, so whereby we have this lower low, this lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, and now we have this here. We have this break of structure here, whereby price just spiked out, just spiked just below our previous lower high. Okay, so normally when we have something like this is not a valid break of structure, because now there is no full body candle close below our previous lower low. Okay, below our previous lower low. Okay, so no, normally what I do is that I wait for a full body close to the downside, so that we can now look for our buying opportunities to our lower low, then to our lower high, then we'll take our selling opportunities from our lower high. Okay, so now let me just walk you guys through this CAT CHF. Okay, so now, since this is it's not yet a valid break of structure, I'm just going to delete it, because there is no full body can close below our previous lower low. Okay, so what we are going to do now is that we are going to uh, go to our 12-hour chart and see what we can do from there. Okay, So from our 12-hour chart, we can clearly see that we are also in a bearish trend whereby this low here was violated. Okay, this low here was violated. Let me just go to our 8-hour chart. Okay, so this low here was violated. Okay, so now this here is a valid break of structure. Okay, so now what you're going to do is that now you're going to look for your buying opportunities from this area here to your golden zone level. Okay, to your golden zone level. Okay, so this is what you have. So now you're going to take your entries of this here. You're going to take your selling opportunities from this here so that it breaks your daily lower low. Okay, so now you scale in into your lower time frames, so that you can get your buying opportunities to your golden zone. Okay, so what do? Since this is the 8-hour chart, you go to your 2-hour chart to look for your entries there. Okay, so here what I've managed to see is that on the, I think it's the 45-minute chart. Yeah, around about the 45-minute chart, I managed to see that, okay, here we have this break of structure here. We have this break of structure here, and we have this beautiful change of character here. Okay, this beautiful change of character here. Okay, so now what you have to do is that you have to look for your demand area. Okay, so let's move to our 30-minute chart. Okay, there's nothing there. 15-minute. Okay, there's also nothing there. Let's go to our 10-minute chart. Okay, so for our 10-minute chart, I'm just going to use this order block here, this candlestick here, just extend it to the right. Okay, reset my chart. Okay, so I'm going to use our 10-minute order block here, whereby as you can see, it just tapped us in and pushed to the upside. Okay, so now again, what I always advise is that put your stops just 5 pips just below your main stop loss so that you don't get spiked out, because in these cases you'd be spiked out. Okay, just put your stops just 5 pips below your order block and take your entries off the key. So this basically would be a 5R trade. And now for KCHF, I'll be looking to taking off my next week. I'll be looking to taking off my buying opportunities because now we have this break of structure. And let's just move to our 30-minute chart. And as you can see here, we have this beautiful demand area that needs to be mitigated. Okay, that needs to be mitigated. Okay, so now I'll be looking for price to push to the downside, mitigate our demand area, push to the upside to our 8-hour our 8-hour setup, whereby this is what we have. So this is our 1-hour demand area, whereby we're going to take our buying opportunities here, push to the upside. Then once it taps us into our golden zone, we'll take our selling opportunities there and then push down with it. Okay, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the market breakdown session.